Alright, welcome everybody to another edition of Wink Tutorial Edius Edition. Today's lesson is going to be about how to spot shadow. Now we use spot shadowing mostly to identify a subject in a video where there might be a lot of things going on. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and I've got this football highlight, and I'm going to go ahead and go to my effects. And if you remember how to do blurring, it's going to be the same. We're going to use the mask filter. So click, drag, drop, and we're going to go to our info box and double click on the mask in the info box. And we're going to go ahead and do what we do for blurring, which is we're going to create an ellipse or an oval or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to go ahead and draw that, and we're going to go ahead and highlight our person. So in this case, it's number 30. Now, if you remember with the blurring, we changed the inside. Here we're going to change the outside. So we're going to change the opacity of this video to about 60%. It's a nice number, and I think it ends up looking the best. And we can see that here with our lit up subject and our darkened background. So we're going to go back into our mask since we're pretty satisfied with the way that looks. And we're going to go ahead and drag this back over to that, make that our starting point. Click on mask. Now double click, that sets all your values and then makes your first keyframe. And then right before he moves, we're going to go ahead and double click again to reset those keyframes. And now every time he moves, we're going to skip ahead a few frames, and then every time we do that, we're going to move our little oval that's covering him. And we're just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. And I am actually going to fast forward now. So now that we've gone all the way, we've got all our keyframes. We'll make our last couple here. And that should do it. And so we're going to go ahead and click on OK to see what the finished product looks like. So we're going to go back real quick. And now we're going to watch, and we're going to see, oh, he gets flushed out. Oh, he's got to go this way. No, but come that way. And as he turns and gets a little bit bigger, you can see the ellipse got a little bit bigger. And that's our finished product. But once we have identified that person, we don't necessarily have to have that spot shadow up for the entirety of the video. So what we can kind of do is, we can take the first, let's say 5 or 6 seconds. So we'll kind of drag this out here to we'll call it the 6-second mark here. And what we're going to do is we're going to, on the second half of this, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the mask. And in between those two, we're just going to pop a dissolve in there. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to start off by establishing the spot shadow so we can kind of see our person. And then once we've reached an appropriate point of establishment, then we can go ahead and take that spot shadow off that person, and you can use the dissolve to kind of transition between those two shots. So as you can see, spot shadowing is actually pretty easy. It's one of the simpler things that we do have to do, but should be a necessary item in your toolbox. I hope you've learned a little bit of something today, and until the next tutorial, catch you on the flippy flip.
Dane Cook, pay-per-view, 20 minutes. Let's go!